I've walked a long road to say this, and I don't want to rush it. Life has a way of moving fast, and sometimes we think that the loudest voice is the one we need to listen to. But it's the quiet ones, those whispered truths, those steady pulses of feeling that often matter the most. And today I need to speak one of those truths. I am coming for you, not in a storm, not in chaos, not as a promise that will break under the weight of time. I am coming for you as a man who has learned painfully and gently what it means to love someone with your whole being. And when I say that, I mean with my heart, my mind, my silence, and even my mistakes. Love isn't a sudden leap. It isn't fireworks or cliches. It's walking into someone's life and choosing them again and again, even when the world outside feels unsteady, even when doubt knocks at your door, even when your own fears scream that you might fail. That is what it means to come for someone, to show up, even when it's hard, even when it's quiet. I've been broken before. I've let people in and seen them leave. I've loved and lost, and each time I carried the shards of my heart like stones in my pocket, reminders that love is fragile, but also that it is worth carrying. And in carrying those stones, I've learned that to come for someone isn't just about presence. It's about intention. It's about understanding that they are whole and complete on their own, yet deserving of your unwavering dedication. I am coming for you because I see you. Not just the surface, the smiles, the moments of light, but the depths, the quiet fears, the unspoken doubts. I see the ways you guard your heart, and I don't want to break it. I want to hold it, protect it, and grow with it. That is the gravity of this promise, to come not as a conqueror, but as a companion, someone willing to walk beside you in the silence and the storms. Life is messy. Love is messy. But I've learned that it's the messiness, the cracks, the mistakes, the imperfect edges that make love real. And so I come for you in that reality, not as a fantasy, but as something tangible, grounded, and enduring. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know the exact words, the exact moments, the exact paths we'll walk. But what I do know is this: I am coming, and I will not turn back, because love is not about the perfect timing, the ideal circumstances, or the easiest path. Love is about choosing someone every single day with your full presence and your respect. And today, I am choosing you. I am coming for you. And I hope when you hear that, you feel the sincerity beneath the words. Not all love speaks with grandeur. Some love speaks with patience, with dedication, with an unshakable calm that says, I am here. I see you. I will not leave. That is the love I bring. That is the love I am coming to share. Love has a reputation. People talk about it like it's something you catch like a fever, something spontaneous, fleeting, uncontainable. And in part, that's true. The spark, the first thrill, the excitement of discovering someone who feels like home. But if love were only that, it wouldn't last. It wouldn't survive the storms, the ordinary days, the moments when life tests your patience and your heart. Commitment is the other side of love. Commitment is what transforms an initial spark into a steady flame. Commitment is quiet. It's ordinary. It doesn't demand applause. It doesn't need a stage. Commitment is showing up even when it's inconvenient, even when your own heart is tired, even when the world is telling you that it's easier to walk away. That is the measure of true love. I've learned this the hard way. I've loved and faltered. I've let my ego speak louder than my heart. I've thought that passion alone could carry a relationship, and I've been wrong. The truth is, love is much more humble than that. Love is not a performance, it's a daily practice. You see, commitment doesn't mean losing yourself. It doesn't mean giving up your dreams, your identity, your freedom. It means creating a space where both people can grow, together and individually. It means choosing consciously to stand beside someone even when the easy option is to retreat. It means honoring their presence as much as you honor your own. There's a kind of courage in that. Real courage. Not the kind that seeks recognition, but the kind that quietly resists fear of intimacy, fear of being hurt, fear of change. To love someone fully, you have to accept that they may change, that you may change, that the world may challenge you both in ways you can't predict. And still, you choose them. That is commitment. I've also learned that commitment requires truth. You cannot love someone fully if you are hiding pieces of yourself, your doubts, your mistakes, your fears. Honest love is messy. It is uncomfortable. It is brave. It is looking at someone and saying, I see you, all of you, and I accept it. And I ask you to see me, all of me, and accept it too. That level of honesty is rare. It is sacred. Love without commitment is like a song without rhythm. Beautiful, yes, but it doesn't last. Commitment gives love its shape, its durability, its depth. It is the quiet force that keeps people together when life gets heavy, when the days feel endless, when the arguments linger longer than the laughter. Commitment is choosing to remain present, to remain patient, to remain hopeful. And here's another: commitment is not static. It isn't a one-time declaration. Saying, I love you once is easy. Saying, I choose you every day is where the challenge and the beauty lies. You choose someone not because they are perfect, but because they are worth your dedication. You choose them not because every day is easy, but because every day is meaningful. You choose them because love, in its truest form, is not about convenience. It is about devotion. In my life, I've seen how fleeting connections can feel permanent when passion is mistaken for commitment. I've felt the ache of watching someone drift away because I wasn't brave enough to show up fully, to communicate clearly, to hold steady in the face of doubt. And I've learned that love is strongest not when it is easiest, but when it is tested, when it is willing to endure discomfort, when it is willing to wait. Respect is also part of this. You cannot commit to someone without respecting them. Respect their voice, respect their choices, respect their boundaries, and respect yourself enough to know that true commitment doesn't demand surrender, it demands balance. Love flourishes when both people feel seen, heard, and honored. It withers when one person dominates or compromises their essence to appease the other. I want you to know this: when I speak about coming for you, I am not speaking of an abstract idea. I am speaking of a commitment that is conscious, that is willing to work, to endure, to nurture. I am speaking of being present in your life, fully and honestly, not just in moments of ease, but in moments of challenge. I am speaking of showing up not because it is glamorous, but because it matters. Because you matter. And there is one final truth I've come to understand: love is a mirror. It shows you who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your fears, your capacity for growth. Commitment is the practice of looking into that mirror with courage, of acknowledging what you see and choosing to act with integrity. Commitment is when love demands your best self, not as a performance, but as a contribution to a shared life. So, when I say I am coming for you, I am coming with intention, with patience, with humility. I am coming with the understanding that love is a verb. It is action, not just feeling. It is choosing again and again to be present, to listen, to respect, and to grow together. Love is not easy. Commitment is not a guarantee, but together they create a life that is worth every risk, every mistake, every moment of vulnerability. That is the truth about love. That is the truth about commitment. And that is the promise I carry with me as I come for you, not as a declaration of perfection, but as a vow of unwavering presence, honesty, and respect. I am coming for you. And when I arrive, I will be ready, not with grand gestures, but with the quiet strength of someone who has learned that love, in its deepest form, is about choosing, showing up, and staying every day. Love is not a clean story. It is not always poetic or seamless. Most of the time, love is messy. It is made up of missteps, misunderstandings, and the quiet hurt that accumulates when words are said too quickly or left unsaid for too long. Healing is part of love. Forgiveness is part of love. And choosing someone every day is the heartbeat that keeps love alive. I've carried scars from past relationships, scars I thought would never fade. I've been betrayed, abandoned, and misunderstood. I've felt the sting of rejection, the cold ache of silence, and the heaviness of guilt for the things I couldn't control. And I've realized that all of that, the heartbreak, the grief, the mistakes, doesn't disqualify me from love. It prepares me. It teaches me patience. It teaches me empathy. It teaches me the quiet power of forgiveness. Healing is not about forgetting. It's not about pretending the past didn't hurt. Healing is about understanding, integrating, and learning from every wound so that you can love more fully in the present. Healing is about allowing yourself to feel the pain without letting it define you. It's about giving yourself permission to be imperfect and vulnerable, to stumble and rise, to learn that every scar is a map guiding you to a deeper connection with yourself and with someone else. And forgiveness is even harder. It's not a simple act of letting go. It is a conscious choice made repeatedly to release the weight that threatens to crush your heart. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing betrayal or overlooking mistakes. It doesn't mean ignoring harm. Forgiveness means recognizing that holding on to anger or resentment keeps you imprisoned, while letting go opens the door for love to breathe. Forgiveness is for you as much as it is for the other person. It is a reclamation of your own peace, a gift of possibility for the relationship. I've learned that choosing someone daily is one of the most radical acts of love. It is easy to choose someone in the beginning, when the excitement is strong, when the connection feels effortless. But to choose someone day after day through exhaustion, irritation, disagreement, and disappointment, that is love in its purest, most powerful form. To choose someone daily is to say, I see you. I know your flaws. I know my own. And I am still committed to walking this path with you. This choice is quiet, often invisible to the world. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It is in the small gestures, making time when your schedule is full, listening when your mind is distracted, offering comfort when your own heart feels heavy. It is in the patience that allows someone to unfold in their own time. It is in the grace that accepts imperfection, both theirs and yours. This daily act of choosing is a promise that you are willing to hold space for love, even when it is inconvenient or uncomfortable. Healing, forgiveness, and daily choice are interconnected. You cannot fully choose someone if you are not healed from past wounds. You cannot truly commit if you are carrying resentment. You cannot build a lasting bond without the humility to forgive, the courage to heal, and the consistency to choose each other anew. And when you do, love transforms from a fleeting emotion into a steady presence, a calm current running through the ups and downs of life. I've witnessed relationships crumble, not because there wasn't love, but because one or both people stopped choosing each other. They held on to pain instead of releasing it. They allowed fear to outweigh courage. They stopped full betrayals of words or actions, became walls too high to climb. And I've witnessed relationships thrive, not because they endured, but because they healed, because they forgave, because they chose each other day after day, even when it was hard. Love also teaches humility. It reminds you that you are not the sole architect of happiness. You cannot dictate someone else's feelings, nor can you control the future. Love asks you to surrender the illusion of total control, to trust the other person, to trust yourself, and to trust the journey you are walking together. It asks you to show up with honesty, courage, and patience, knowing that this is enough, knowing that your presence is the greatest gift you can give. And this is why I am coming for you. Not because I expect perfection, not because I demand gratitude, not because I seek validation. I am coming for you because I have learned the value of choosing someone over and over through imperfection and struggle. I am coming for you because I have healed enough to love without fear, because I have forgiven enough to release resentment, and because I have grown enough to understand that love is a daily practice. To love someone deeply is to witness their pain without judgment, to celebrate their joy without envy, and to hold steady through all the in-between moments. Healing, forgiveness, and daily choice are not glamorous. They are quieting. They are transformative. They are the real work of love. And it is work worth doing. I am coming for you with this understanding. I am coming with patience. I am coming with a heart that has known sorrow and learned the power of release. I am coming with the willingness to choose you every day, through the ordinary and the extraordinary, through moments of laughter and moments of tears. I am coming with the quiet strength that knows love is a commitment to growth, to understanding, and to presence. Because when love is rooted in healing and forgiveness, when it is practiced daily, it becomes unshakable. It becomes a force that can withstand doubt, fear, and the unpredictability of life. It becomes something sacred. And that is why I am coming for you, not as a fleeting shadow, not as a passing emotion, but as a constant, steady presence, ready to walk the path of love with you every single day. Loyalty is more than being faithful. It is more than words or promises. True loyalty is a quiet, consistent presence. It is the decision to stand by someone even when no one is watching. It is the choice to protect their heart, to honor their trust, to be a safe harbor in the storms of life. Loyalty is not blind devotion. It is rooted in understanding, patience, and steadfast care. I've seen loyalty mistaken for possession, mistaken for control, mistaken for obligation. But real loyalty is freeing. It does not bind someone to you out of fear or expectation. Real loyalty says, I am here because I choose to be, not because I must. I am here because I respect you, because I value you, because I am committed to walking this path together. That is love with integrity. Respect is the partner of loyalty. You cannot truly honor someone without respecting them, respecting their thoughts, their dreams, their individuality. Respect is the recognition that love does not require erasure of self. It is the acknowledgement that two whole people can come together without trying to diminish each other. Respect is listening when it is hard, valuing differences, and holding space for growth. It is in the subtle gestures, giving someone room to breathe, letting them speak, honoring their boundaries, and celebrating their uniqueness. Emotional maturity is what allows loyalty and respect to flourish. It is the quiet wisdom to recognize that you are not perfect, that neither is your partner, and that love is not about winning or losing. Emotional maturity is patience in the face of frustration. It is self-reflection in the face of anger. It is the ability to respond with empathy rather than react with fear. It is understanding that your happiness is not dependent on the other person's perfection, but on your willingness to engage honestly and lovingly. I've walked through relationships where loyalty was tested. I've seen moments where respect was challenged. I've stumbled in my own emotional immaturity. And I've learned that what sustains love is not grand declarations or dramatic gestures. It is the quiet, consistent practice of being present, being thoughtful, and being steady. It is in the everyday decisions, choosing patience over irritation, understanding over judgment, empathy over defensiveness. Love without emotional maturity is like a fire without boundaries. It burns bright, but it can also consume and destroy. Love with emotional maturity is like a well-tended flame. It warms, it illuminates, it endures. Emotional maturity allows you to navigate conflict with grace, to listen when it is difficult, to apologize when you are wrong, and to forgive when forgiveness is needed. It turns mistakes into lessons and challenges into opportunities for growth. Loyalty, respect, and emotional maturity are not just ideals, they are actions. They are the choices you make every day, even when no one notices. They are the quiet work that builds trust, that deepens intimacy, and that transforms a relationship from something fleeting into something enduring. I've learned that loyalty is also about defending love against erosion. It's about protecting it from doubt, from distraction, from the subtle ways life can pull you apart. It's about being a steady presence when the world outside feels unstable. It's about being reliable when the other person feels uncertain. And sometimes, loyalty means standing alone in your commitment, holding the space for love to survive even when circumstances make it difficult. Respect, too, is about defending love. It's about honoring the other person's feelings, even when they conflict with your own. It's about valuing their perspective, even when it challenges your assumptions. It's about recognizing that true intimacy comes not from agreement, but from mutual recognition of each other's worth. Respect keeps love grounded, authentic, and free from the corrosive effects of control, manipulation, or neglect. And emotional maturity is the foundation on which loyalty and respect can grow. It is the self-awareness that allows you to recognize your own shortcomings and to act with humility. It is the patience to allow your partner to grow in their own time. It is the wisdom to understand that love is not a destination, but a journey that requires courage, steadiness, and grace. When these three, loyalty, respect, and emotional maturity, come together, love becomes unshakable. It is no longer a fleeting emotion, but a living, breathing presence that guides both people through life's uncertainties. It allows you to face challenges together, to celebrate victories together, to endure sorrow together, and to emerge stronger because of it. I am coming for you with this understanding. I am coming not only with love, but with the steady hands of loyalty, the open heart of respect, and the quiet wisdom of emotional maturity. I am coming to build something real with you, something that does not rely on circumstance, on excitement, or on ease, but on a deep, grounded, unwavering commitment to each other. I am coming for you with all that I am. I am coming to honor you, to protect our bond, to nurture it with patience and understanding. I am coming to walk beside you, not ahead of you, not behind you, but side by side, through the quiet moments and the storms. I am coming with the knowledge that love is an art, a practice, a discipline, a choice. And I am ready to choose you every single day for as long as I am able, because love without loyalty, respect, and emotional maturity is fragile. But love with them is enduring, love with them is profound, love with them is home.